Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Silence. Hi. Remember me? It's your old pal. Jacob from Apple Pie.
Come on, man.
Come on. It was good.
So many cuts.
Listen.
There's going to be so many cuts.
No, it's fine. It's listen.
Like,
hey,
who's
guys.
that guy in the
Welcome
hair?
to
Who's that grizzly bear over there?
a slice of life, or 2 Jacobs, or 3's a pie.
One in the
pie.
Two
Three's
pie.
a pie.
Two in the
Okay.
pie, one in
All
the
right.
sky.
Now,
2 in a pie. 1 in the
This
sky.
has all right. One more time. Just go full intro. Full intro mode.
Oh, this has been the intro.
This is the
has
intro.
been the whole thing.
This has been the whole intro.
This is the
a
intro.
mess of an intro.
This has been the whole intro.
Well, we here at Apple Pie, we are kind of a messy group, but at the same time, we're good at what we do.
No.
And that's why we're here today, to kind of talk to you mainly about what we do, what it's like to be us, what it's like to be a repair tech, because you don't know what it's like. Sometimes I don't know what it's like.
You better know what it's like.
Of course.
After being here for 7 months?
It's
6-7 months?
it's only been a little bit. Mr. Collins here has
5
us
months.
beat on.
I've been at a year.
I've been here a year.
He does not have all of us beat.
Well, you've been in the industry as Apple Pie,
Yes.
for around
2
years.
Almost
2 years?
2.5 years. Yes, it's been a long time.
Well, my name's Jacob Lemoyne. This is.
Zeke?
Jacob.
They don't have last names.
No.
but I promise you they do.
I'm not doxing myself. Not yet, unless the ladies are interested.
Well, it's okay. The only person I need to dox myself is to my mother. So I have a little bit of background as myself. I've been in the repair industry for 5 years. Mr. Jacob Collins here. He has the lovely CompTIA, lovely configurations from Unitech and stuff like that. You want to talk about it a little bit?
Yep. Certified technician from Unitech Training Academy. I've been working at Apple Pie for about a year now.
Mm-hmm.
Work on computers, laptops, phones, tablets.
And most importantly, the console guy himself.
The
The
console
console
guy?
guy.
The console
The console
god.
god.
The
Yeah,
console god.
Let's put it back into perspective. The man has magical fingers whenever he comes to PS5. If you check out our other video, he is our lovely repair tech that tore down a
PlayStation
very
5.
difficult PS5. Can you say anything about the repair?
Sure. It was easy for me, but of course, when you have the godly fingers, But
all right.
of course,
Let's settle down.
of course, it's definitely a difficult repair. But if you know what
Oh,
you're
of
doing, it's an
course.
easy repair.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes, Mister. Ezekiel.
All-time extraordinaire of doing many things and never specializing in
Jack
one
of all
thing.
trades, if
Jack
you
of
would.
all trades. I'm talking about I am a full-time student. I work here at Apple Pie.
Full-time lover as
you're-
well. Not a
okay,
fighter.
all right. My mom watches this.
You're
The full-time student, repair tech. I do social media presence online. I'm a DJ. Whenever I get the
That's a
opportunity
very
to.
important one on
oh
the
yeah,
resume.
very important on
Yeah,
the resume.
I don't know what resume to whom, but it's very fun. I'm living a life of being busy.
That's very colonial of you to say whom.
Yeah,
Homest?
So this podcast, we don't necessarily have a name for it just yet, but we're still kind of figuring that out. This is the first one. So what we wanted to do today was make sure we're as informal as possible. So we're going to kind of give you this in a kind of a mock kind of debate
Mock-up
style.
way, yeah.
Yeah, a mock-up way, and just kind of talk to you about whatever we think about some different topics, different things, and we're going to kind of get through it. So
yes.
first thing that we're going to talk about today, guys,
All right.
and I know this is a very heated debate because at this table, there's 2 Apple aficionados, me and Mr. Jacob here. So 2 Jacobs. The Jacobs here are versus Mr. Zeke. So
As usual.
You got a wrong side and you got 2 right sides. I mean,
oh, jeez,
Oh,
man.
jeez.
Jeez.
Yes, it sure must hurt to be on the wrong side.
you must know how it feels.
It's true. Look, Samsung, well, I think everybody can understand this. Apple has been ripping off Samsung for years.
Yeah, but Samsung
Years.
hasn't done it as well.
Yeah, we all kind of rip each other off. Whenever you tear open one of these bad boys, you mainly see a lot of Samsung parts. So the biggest thing that we want to talk about is when you buy a new phone, what comes in it? It's called OEM. Your OEM parts, are they better than the aftermarket parts? Some may say yes, some may say no.
A lot of people say no, but a lot of people don't know any better.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of one of jeez.
It is what it is. People are like,
hurtful.
I need a genuine Apple part.
Oh,
and
yeah.
99% of the time, you do not need a genuine Apple part. The
No.
only difference between an Apple part and a non-Apple part, in a lot of cases, depending on where you get your parts from, is just one says Apple on it. That is it.
People will pay for that Apple tax, man.
They
People
will. They
pay
will.
for that Apple logo. No matter what it is, they'll let Apple just take advantage of them. And they're like, if it's not Apple, it ain't right.
Yeah, dude. Apple has cornered the market in so many different ways. If you get an iPad, there's no way you're not getting an Apple Pencil. And let me tell you right now, we were going to kind of talk about this in a later episode, but we're going to also kind of mention it now. Apple design, it's not great. Now, they're designed for inside and doing the repairs of their phone. It's probably one of the easier and sleekest ways, but they have a lot of bugs in their system. Let's talk about the Apple Pencil first, Jen, real fast, and just briefly. The fact that I have to crank that thing into the bottom of my phone and charge it like that, abysmal.
Well,
not great.
Here's my retract.
Jeez,
As a,
got a little regurgitation there?
yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
I had some soda earlier, so I'm having a little bit of gas. But
What kind of soda makes you do that? Let me know, and I'll stay away from
all
that
right,
soda.
I'll let you know. It's got those 3 gold contacts on the side, so you can put it to an iPad 9th generation or an iPad Pro, and it does stick to the side, and it
Absolutely.
does wirelessly charge in the iPad Pros. But regular iPads, you got to stick it in the middle, in the bottom, But yeah, you can charge it wirelessly though. So
Okay.
For now, you do have to charge it on the bottom for the regular iPads because, of course, Apple wants to upsell you.
Well,
Well,
they
he-
always kind of want to do that. to you.
Here's my rebuttal to that. It is a overglorified stylus. Now look.
Oh, come
listen
on,
to me.
man.
Listen to me. It is an overglorified, proprietary, designed very well stylus.
So
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is I can use the Samsung Galaxy stylus on my iPhone?
Hey, but guess what the Samsung stylus is? It's free.
It's
it
a-
comes with the
It
phone.
is free. It does not
comes
have a $100
with
price
the
tag.
phone.
But they also factor that into the price, don't they?
They
And
probably
it's
do
cheaper
focus it.
than an iPhone.
But also
All that
another
wasted
part
space,
on it is,
man.
I mean,
it is inside the phone with itself. Like, there's so many children that I guarantee you have bought an Apple Pencil and that thing's just been sticking out and whack right off. But we're not here to talk about the Apple Pencil, guys.
okay.
We're not here to
I'm
talk about
sorry.
the Apple
I'm
Pencil. We
sorry.
got on a whole tangent. Right now, we're here to talk about what's better, your OEM parts or the aftermarket parts. And by aftermarket parts, I kind of mean aftermarket accessories more or less. Apple, whenever you buy a phone, it comes with its own charger. Personally, they suck. They're going to
Well,
break. They're made to break.
It really depends on what product you purchase because if you
yeah.
purchase the new iPad Pro 12.9
Jesus.
with the M1 chip,
There's so many pages.
just flipping through all the pages. I see all those notes.
if you get the iPad Pro with the new Apple Silicon,
Yes.
they are good chargers and you probably should use those because they're very thick. They're kind of like the new USB-C MacBooks.
Yeah.
But also, if you don't use their chargers, that EFI chip can blow on the board and then you got to get a whole new charger port.
But even at Apple Pie ourselves, we do sell chargers that are EFI certified because, I'm going to say a term that most listeners might not understand. But the fact that there's a little chip on the board that if you're not using the proper Apple charger, that is, like Mr. Jacob said, almost said his last name. They almost doxed him.
Okay. On the first episode,
On
no
the
less.
first episode.
Oh, come on. You're going to dox me already?
I know. It's just so used to it. There is other chargers that can be EFI certified.
Yeah, for
we
sure.
sell some here that are very well put together, that are very good. But, the thing is like, oh, my charger broke. Better just go to,
5 and below.
yeah, my gas station, the neighborhood dollar store, and they think it's fine.
Yes.
But it's really not. But if you do your research right, and this whole debate is kind of centered around, do you do your research? Do you not? If you do your research, the aftermarket parts will constantly be better than the Apple brand stuff. The only thing that I will always recommend for Apple is those charging bricks, those $30 charging bricks.
Yes, it comes with a hefty price tag, but you're paying for the quality most times. And to go off what Jacob was saying.
Before you interrupt
Well,
me.
not this Jacob, like Jacob Lemoyne Jacob.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are you gonna say your last name?
I'm fine with doxing
You're okay
myself.
with Doc? Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, he introduced himself with his last.
Oh, I didn't remember.
Yeah,
that.
if you Google Jacob Lemoyne, all you're going to get is a baseball player from Houston.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
I did
didn't
not
know
know you
that.
guys shared the same name.
Yeah, man. He went to Houston College. You think I didn't Google myself before I came on this podcast?
No.
What kind of person Googles themselves?
One that is heavily
I can tell-
egotistic.
But to go off of what Jacob was saying, just talking about the design of like the Apple branded chargers, a lot of times what they have to them is they have simplicity and it looks sleek, and that is Apple's like aesthetic. It is just
Oh, it's their go-to 110%.
yes, just to keep it sleek, keep it modern, keep it cool, and people will eat it up just based on aesthetics, not caring
Oh, yeah.
about like the other things that might be wrong with the phone or might be wrong with the charger, as long as it looks nice. The thing is, they're built to fail. Like the sides of the edges of the charging cord is just straight. Just
Well, you
straight
also got to
plastic.
think about where you're putting it. Most people are charging their phone. They're not going put it in their kitchen and charging it at night. They're
Right,
having it right
right.
by their bedside. And some people, they get a little wild in the bed, and that bed frame, pecks up against it and just
wait a minute.
smashes
Wait,
that thing.
wait.
But
Wait, whoa!
we're gonna skip that part.
Where are we going?
And it's just, they just bend right there. They just, and it's just like,
got
it's
a
not
little-
worth it now. Yeah, you
little
get a
nook.
little
You got a
nook to it. Little.
That was not
a
the
little
part I
like-
was talking about. I was talking about the end that goes into your phone. That's the part.
That's the part.
Well, let's talk about the one behind your bed, because that's where I keep my charger. My bed's just situated in a strange way to where my charger's behind it. So it's odd. But at the same time, guys.
Have you ever heard of an extension cord?
Oh, dude, I have. My charger is 10 feet long, and it's still not long enough.
Well, then that means you need a 15-foot long cord.
That's
I would prefer one that I could just get a little mustache residue.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. A little mustachio residue.
When you built like a bear.
Exactly. When you build like a bear, two bears in a cave, man.
No,
shout out the machine.
Which machine?
You know
Bert
the
Kreischer,
machine.
man.
Bert Kreischer, man.
And
He's
Tom Segura.
exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Drinking a gallon of Kool-Aid in the morning. Every morning, guys. Remember, drink your Kool-Aid. But okay, let's get back to the topic.
I don't feel
at
like any of that's going to be used.
No, maybe, but who knows? But let's get back to the topic at hand, actually. So the OEM versus aftermarket. The other reason, besides the fragility of Apple's products, how sleek they look. I know Mr. Jacob also here has a Apple device. You can look at both of our Apple devices. They're not extremely different. They're both extremely sleek. And Apple has even leaked into Samsung. Your phone is also extremely sleek.
Yes,
it looks the same.
extremely.
Now, granted, the body styles have changed a little bit, but sleek nonetheless.
Yes, and I think that's a common kind of aesthetic that phones are trying to go for. Is just to try to be the most sleek as possible. But I think we've reached like a sort of apex when it's come to sleekness, because people are starting to value more of the functionality of the phone more. Like, I want a bigger battery, and I would not care if my phone is a little bit thicker for more battery. Most people wouldn't. I mean, now there's the other extreme where there was this phone that was put out by Energizer which is
Energizer
about
came out with a phone.
yes,
Yeah.
they did. They came out with the phone.
It was by Xiaomi or something like that.
I don't know if it's by Xiaomi, but well, they might have partnered with Energizer. I'm not sure exactly like what the company that did it was. The phone is about this thick.
Yeah.
The battery can last for about
huge.
a week, just about a week in just idle use.
Yeah, I don't need it to last a week. I
Well, I
just
mean-
need it to last.
Well, that's
a
the other
day of playing
extreme.
Pokemon Go.
Well, I mean, when you're running such an easy OS to run as Android OS,
I mean,
Well, now that's a great segue to talk about some of the cons of the OEM accessories that Apple sells you. And Samsung, you're the Samsung guy around here.
Yes.
Does Samsung come with chargers and stuff like
it
that?
does come with chargers. Unfortunately, as all companies are doing, they watched Apple take away the charging block, and we're like, "Hey,
Let's make some money.
Yeah, let's make some money.
let's make
Let's
some
also
money, guys."
take away the charging block,
like
because-
Samsung always does.
Oh, you know,
I mean,
following behind in Apple's
Samsung-
footsteps.
Hey, look, Samsung has come a long way. They have come a long way from the beginning of like the S6, S7 era, which was kind of like a janky era, to being
You mean
like
the
this modern.
you mean the explosion era?
That's the Note 7. That's the
Hey,
Note 7.
I had a Note 5 and I loved that phone. And the HTC, what was it? The two speakers, the HTC Vive.
HTC.
The Vive.
Or the M8. Or something like that.
Oh, that's a throwback.
Yeah, the two speakers, the Bose speakers, those were mint.
Now,
Great for watching YouTube.
I had a Note 7 and it exploded on me.
I don't believe that.
I could show you pictures. After the podcast, I'll show you the pictures.
Okay.
I would love to see that.
Okay, I would also love to see the Note 7 explosion. Those phones are rare. If you do find them, hold on to them, because Samsung has done everything they tried to do
To get rid of them.
to get rid of them.
Oh,
But
yeah.
they
Oh,
have
yeah,
come
just
a
an
long
explosion
way
phone.
from the S7 days to where they are right now. And I'm not saying that, they're following in Apple's footsteps. They still have their own proprietary
Well, let's be
market.
real here. They kind of are following in Apple's footsteps again. Now, I don't know who came first. We can look that up. I believe it was the Note series. But something with the 7 series, because the iPhone 7, also the worst iPhone Apple has ever made.
That is
you
true.
look at Apple iPhones, and it has audio IC chip failure. What's some other failures, guys? Because that's the only one I got off the top of
Audio
my head.
IC and other failures.
Charging IC. They
Thank
have
you.
TriStar. They have
Tapering off just like
Just,
that.
damn, just
Heck
the
yeah.
whole list. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
they got.
they have I think digitizer filters were a bad thing, or sorry.
For the record, on the iPhone 7, we were nationally known for repairing the audio IC.
Oh, we were
nationally
nationally known
known.
to repair
You heard
iPhone
that,
7s
guys?
for
Yes,
audio IC.
We are number one.
From the
We
voiceless
are
voice in the
number
background.
one.
Yeah, I don't know if they can hear me, but it was pretty much an assembly line where we would get like 10 to 20 a day doing iPhone 7 audio IC.
And that was our very, very lovely gaffer, video production, DP, everything around, solder tech, Mr. Fantastic, Tech
Nobody
Jesus, if he would
has-
call himself.
Nobody has explained to me what DP means, and I only have like one reference. So I'm gonna need.
Well, it's not the one you're thinking of.
We're gonna leave
that,
that.
well,
one.
that's the only one that I know of, except for like director producer, maybe.
Can I turn off my mic?
Regardless, that one,
Check.
the last guy is Mr. Matt.
Yes.
He is our Tech Jesus. He answers all my questions.
He's
if I
our
have
starter
any.
tech.
So, back to the pros and cons of the Apple stuff.
Yes, and also I got to say I have seen way more Apple devices come in with bloated batteries than I have seen Samsungs.
But here's the
considering
thing.
the person working on the Samsung.
Here's the thing, with the we had one with a V60 ThinQ that we came in a few months ago that had a bloated battery and also a bad charging port as well.
Yes, you listed one. I have hundreds of stories.
Well,
about
you know,
Apple.
We're
there's
not talking about
but
the
that's-
OEM parts.
but
guys.
we are
We're talking
battling
about
it
the
is
to the
accessories.
death. It is happening.
But also, it is user error because they charge it too much.
That's fair.
It is user error. It's not Apple's
well,
fault.
excuse me for charging my phone. I mean, that's the only thing I can do. I put it on my bedside. I charge it. This thing hasn't blown up on me.
But
The
people
S8
leave
that I
this-
had.
Do you have in your? Do you use a OEM device or do you use an aftermarket charger?
I have used the OEM charger up until I used it for about almost 2 years.
And that's kind of one of the best things about the Apple brand chargers, the Samsung brand chargers that they give to you. They're the best cost of all. Free.
They are.
They're free.
Free 99.
They're free. Now, granted, it is factored into the price.
Of course.
It's factored in, but it's free. Now, the downside of it all, whether you be charging or transferring data. Now, most people won't transfer data too often. I say we transfer data way more than the layman does. The transfer speed on those things are incredibly slow. Now, when I say
Talking about iPhones?
I'm talking about all OEM chargers.
I
Because-
will challenge that.
I'll challenge that as well.
Oh, geez.
Oh, okay. Two challenges.
Because-
Okay.
Here's my thing. Huawei and Xiaomi also have really high transfer speeds. They also have very high charging speeds. They're the highest. They're like top 5
Yeah.
in the whole world of charging. iPhone being the lowest.
Yes.
Also Samsung not being too close to Apple as well.
But it's not
But-
the lowest.
They are not the lowest, but here's the thing. Like, it has USB-C. When Apple integrates the USB-C into the new iPhones, we will have to see in the future. But
Well,
for
well,
now,
thank God for Europe, guys.
let's talk about let's have like a steer on direction on that. Why is it taking Apple so long to transfer from Lightning connection to USB-C?
Because
they were
I can
USB-C
nearly
answer that with
forced
one
to
answer.
do.
I can answer that with two syllables.
Okay.
Money. Because the best way to do it is they were the only people in the world. I want you to answer it right now. Who else was using a lightning port?
no one.
Oh, nobody.
Nobody. Everyone was using USB-C. It's no fun to go out and buy another USB-C for all your other devices. Go out and buy an Apple brand lightning cable
But
from your local Best
Here's
Buy.
here's my thing. Okay, you have a USB-C. There's a little thing in the middle. Let's say you get some pocket lamp or something in there. How difficult is it to from a iPhone to a Samsung / Android or anything that has USB-C on it? How is it more difficult than from the Samsung or the iPhone?
Well, I'll challenge
be
you. I'll
safe.
challenge you
You're
with
not
this.
cleaning the USB-C. I will tell you that. You're
You
not
have
cleaning
to.
it.
I've seen so many that have been dirty, and then you've cleaned the pins out, and it works. But the charging ports are just awful because you have to kind of like, if you even bend that little middle part too much, you have a bad charging port. With Apple, there's nothing in the middle.
Hold
you can't
on,
bend
hold-
anything.
hold- wait a minute.
You know?
We are doing the salt poppy. We are running in place with
Thank you, sir.
oh, we're kind of running in place with the points. I have seen more Apple charging ports be damaged in my span of working as a tech that come in regularly than I have seen
That's
Samsung.
absolutely fair.
Yes,
but your repair experience
yes, repair experience.
is based at Apple
Pie
Pie Repair.
Hey, I'm just
And at the same time,
saying.
You got to look at the number of how many people have an Apple phone versus a Samsung phone. It is
Higher.
more likely that someone's going to break that Apple charger. Yes, I agree. It's time for the lightning cable to die.
It
It's
is.
time for it to die.
It's been
It's
time.
not time for it to die.
It's time
I
for
don't
it to
agree.
get out of
The-
there.
I get it's universal.
The
but
read-write speeds
Lightning
are
is much more. One, it could be upgraded for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The diodes, little things that stick it to your charger port, they can upgrade those. Upgrade the transfer speeds. Upgrade all of that stuff. It's universal. You can twist it around on either side, just like
my-
USB-C.
But yes,
But here's the thing. USB-C, they had that little thing. If you mess it up even a little bit, it's a completely bad charger port. You have to replace it.
But even
Here's my thing.
if we're talking about even if we're talking about the percentage of people that come in that have Samsung phones and iPhones, if we even took those percentages like to comparable percentages, there would still be more iPhone chargers broken inside of iPhones than there would be Samsungs. Yes, you can't break the little metal part inside the USB-C. However, the Lightning connecting speeds are slow. They're slow on purpose. The power transfer speeds are slow. They're
That
slow on purpose.
Power is better because you have that 20-watt charger now with USB-C.
Yes, power is better now, but it could be even faster. And for you to say they could do all of this and improve the lightning cable connection on the phones, if you're going to say that, why haven't they done that? And we're on the iPhone 14.
Because everyone's trying to force down their throats USB-C when they
Well,
could have
it's
made
now
developments.
worked
when they
because now Europe is forcing.
Yes,
Europe is forcing.
It is
us
taking
to do
Europe
that.
to say, hey, we don't want any more lightning connection. We don't want you to have proprietary ownership over an entire charger brand. For iPhones to do something, they have sticked with the same charging port for the past iPhone 5, and
Yeah,
hasn't
it
had
has
any sort
been
of
from 5.
improvement.
Well, the old parable: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't
Right.
fix it. We've been using the same good old handy dandy charger for a hot little minute. Now we've seen other things, but Apple repair has been a topic of debate for years upon years.
Yes, and it will continue to. It'll be the Jordan versus LeBron debate. Who do you guys have in that?
Yeah.
No.
Pippin, because
Oh, great. Okay.
Do you guys remember the 30-pin connector?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I
I
didn't
do.
personally work
iPhone
on
4,
one,
yeah.
but I do remember the 30 pin. I didn't work on one, and I understand that they were a nightmare.
Yeah, how ridiculous though, but that only like 5 of those pins actually did anything, but they had a 30-pin connector.
That's right.
It's one of those things that Apple necessarily, like I said, they're not the best at design, but God, did they make a sleek phone.
I will say no. They. I will give it to Apple. They are the best at design. That is what they excel in. Their design, their outlook on how phones need to look in order to be sleek and professional is the main draw about Apple phones. It is the main thing that takes up, like, it's not the different features or having different apps or having iMessage. It is the look of the phone. The phone,
I don't know.
looks like a
I
spectacle.
keep my phone for iMessage because I know those blue text messages.
They're so much better than the green.
But guess what Android is about to have? They're about to be able to converse with iMessage via an app that lets you talk to people on iPhones with
I
iMessage.
think if Apple is going to do that, they're going to lose so much money. They're going to lose so much money.
But here's the thing. You have to go on a separate app from a third party to just talk to somebody on an iPhone.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair.
iPhone, it just comes with the phone.
I
You just
know
have a blue text message right out of the box.
that I love iMessage and the iMessage environment because if I want to mess with someone, and I do typically mess with people a lot, I'll send them a request for $1. Maybe a $2.
Or
I
maybe
know I
$3.
did- Yeah, maybe $3.
Maybe $4.
I know that I personally did that to Mr. Jacob here, but 2 days ago, it's fantastic. It's one of the best features. The fact that everything's just right there, and man, it's tough with Android. Tough. Because it's just so over the place. Like you have so many different brands. You
Yes.
have Google Pixel. You have the Samsung Galaxy. You even Hawaii.
Not anymore.
It's
Not
called Huawei.
Huawei.
It's called Huawei.
Their
Huawei.
license has been revoked because of there was something going on with their company at the time. I do remember this because I looked at the Huawei foldable phone, which looked absolutely sick.
Yeah.
But the problem is
Too
they
sad
had
we can't get it in the U.S.
Yeah, they had a camera app that had, I think, X-ray capabilities in it.
Jesus.
Yeah, and Google had to ban the entire phone. It was something like that, and they had to ban the entire phone brand. The entire company just went poof.
Was there
Smoke.
some kind of radioactive element?
No. It was just the way that the phones were built, and the cameras that were put into them. They thought it would be a cool feature, and then when they realized like the legality or lack thereof, they tried to take the feature out of the phones. It was, too little too late because, everybody was like, oh, I could see through people's clothes. I could see people's banking information.
Yes. Understandable, different issue. So now that we've kind of touched on whether it's worth it to get an OEM or an aftermarket part, I think we can all kind of say most of the time, if you do your research and you do it right, it is worth it to go with that aftermarket part. It is worth it to go with those aftermarket accessories. Sometimes, free 99 is the best thing in the world, but at the same time, the aftermarket part is always going to do you right. So we all have our phones on the table at the current moment.
That's
Now,
true.
I have
That's
my
true.
case off. I think it's a good time to speak to the consumer. What is some of your favorite reputable brands? I personally think for cases, if you want to get a case, and I tell this to all the customers that come in, you want protection? Get an OtterBox. You don't like the bulk? Too bad. if you're looking
There
for
definitely
something,
is other choices. There's Spec
yes.
and LifeProof.
yes,
LifeProof is one of those cases of where, if you don't want to use your phone and you just want it to be waterproof, it's an excellent case. It protects your phone just well.
But you said if you don't want to use your phone as a phone, if you don't want to use the phone as the phone, it's a great case.
It
It's
is.
a great case.
You know-
But it is a good camera. It's a good, cheap camera product. It keeps your phone from getting wet.
yes.
So,
it's-
speaking of getting wet,
No, wait.
let's talk about
Lord.
the rice.
Oh, dude,
Our sponsor.
we're gonna have a beautiful, beautiful sponsored ad break. And guys, let me tell you, let me just flip to my notes here. Very unprofessional.
Let me
Gosh.
prepare for this ad segue.
Gosh,
Yeah,
so unprepared of me, and I'm just, it is what it is.
We love him so
But-
much that we have to memorize such a good line for Louisiana rice.
Louisiana rice. You're absolutely right. Today's real life, it's actually real. Sponsored ad break is brought to you by Louisiana brand rice. It's just rice. I know you love it. I know you eat it at home. So it's our very own homegrown, homemade Louisiana rice. Makes all your meals taste just a little bit more like home. And, it's eco-friendly, high quality. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. You eat it at home. I eat it at home. He eats it at home. We all do. Bring home some Louisiana rice. But for the love of God, stop putting your phones in them. It's not great for your waterlogged devices. The preservatives that are in there,
Salt.
let me requate that. The friendly preservatives in those rice, little each grain, it's not great for your device.
As opposed to the opposition. The opposition little particles in the rice. Yeah, no, you don't want those.
Exactly.
You're talking about sodium.
Yes, I am talking about sodium. Make sure you keep the rice in your belly and not in your charging port. Louisiana brand rice. Thank you. And
Now-
with that being said,
Yes. Now, with that being said, now I can go into the most important part of this entire podcast. Listen, I'm. Let me be one with you, audience. Let me be one with everybody. Stop putting your phones.
that wasn't water.
Stop putting your phone.
We gotta cut that out.
Stop putting your phones in rice. It only absorbs what it can touch. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you.
Not to me though.
No, not to him.
Not
He,
him.
he
Not
knows.
me.
But everybody that comes in and says, I put my phone in rice and it worked after I put it in rice. That means just water was on the
just dried
exterior
up.
of your phone. Yeah, it just dried up. It didn't go inside of your phone and magically remove the water out of it.
Evaporation, condensation. Oops.
You're not sorry. You're not.
What are you talking about? The water cycle over here?
All
Talking about
We're
that.
talking about the condensation of rice, baby. Now,
Nice.
if you want to put your phone into something that will take the water out of it, dehumidifier packs, silica
Yeah.
packs,
Yeah.
they work. They remove the water out of your phone.
Dehydrators.
Yes, water does
bring it to
not
us.
get
We have a dehydrator.
evaporated by rice magically. And even worse, there'll be rice in your charging port. And even worse, it won't remove the water. And as soon as you plug that in, as soon as you plug your phone in, it could short circuit your phone. It happens all the time whenever somebody drops their phone in water and thinks that their phone is waterproof. And by the way, if your phone is cracked,
resistant.
your phone is not water resistant, guys. Well, once the phone is cracked, it's compromised.
Oh, yeah,
That's
absolutely.
right. That's right.
We also do live in Louisiana. If you're not watching this in Louisiana and you ever want to know what it's like, picture you're in the shower. You just took a hot shower. You stepped out. Remember how you couldn't get dry because it was just so moist? That's what we live with.
Every day.
The humidity.
Every day.
Every day.
So,
Beyond
moral
this,
of the story is
Yes.
stay away from that sodium chloride. Stay away from that rice.
Oh, sodium chloride.
Sodium chloride is salt.
Yes. It's salt. It's
Yeah,
salt.
well,
He's
I
right.
know what salt is.
Yeah, that's what sodium chloride is.
Engineering major. Let's get back to the topic at hand, guys. Let's start talking about what are some of the mainstay apps on your guys' phones that you hate, that are just sucky. Personally, for me, I see the majority of the time, and I know Mr. Jacob here is going to have something to say about this, because I hate the mail app on the Apple brand devices. I see them time and time again fail and fail and fail. I see many a customer come in and have an issue where their mail, I'm not getting my mail anymore. Well, it disconnected and I haven't gotten mail since Sunday. And it just happens. It just happens.
They just need to know their email password and they'll give no issues anymore.
Which is in a perfect world.
In a perfect world, that would be
A
fantastic.
perfect world.
It would be
amazing.
fantastic, but not everybody knows their own password.
No,
No,
and
they
especially after it does not ask you to log in for like maybe 3, maybe 4 years.
Yeah. Not months.
Not months.
And that's why we
years.
charge $100 to reset somebody's email password.
Well,
Jeez, man. That's why we tried to not reset people's email password, because
is true.
it is just one of those things that's like, it's a tedious task. We don't necessarily have a price for it, because how can I put a price on my love and care?
That's right.
Exactly.
Right.
Because I love and care every one of you
I'll say
guys.
it's about worth like 50 bucks.
50 bucks?
56,
50 bucks.
50,
I
60
think we have a
bucks.
service charge for that. It's called $29.99.
It's called 29.
So the main thing is, like, for me, I don't like the mail app. I use Google. If I have a Gmail, just use the Gmail app.
Just use
Just
Gmail.
use the Gmail app. But we have talked about this beforehand.
I'm a maverick, man. I'm different.
I love that. I so love that.
I'm a maverick.
I'm
Okay.
a maverick.
I'm a maverick, man.
I get you.
I'm the black sheep.
I
know?
get you, man.
Well,
listen, I want
You're
you
sheep of some sort.
I'm leading the pack, man.
lead the pack in a different way,
okay.
just in the wrong direction, man. Look,
No, I'm leading him in the right direction. man,
if you have a Yahoo, man, if you have a Yahoo email, just use the Yahoo.
No.
No,
man.
If you have a
Use-
Yahoo, hold on. If you have a Yahoo email,
you should make a Bell South.
Get you a,
email.
Gmail.
Get you a Gmail. Just move from
Just move
Yahoo
to Gmail.
to Gmail. At this point, Yahoo Mail, and I'll tell you guys how bad Yahoo Mail is. At this point in time, if you lock yourself out of your Yahoo
I'm sorry,
Mail,
this is incredibly unprofessional. Man, I'm checking my phone.
no, you're fine. You're good. But if
I couldn't see it. Didn't see anything.
Well, look, now here. How about this? Get your hands off the mic.
Oh. Am I like messing it up? That's where
Stop
I'm
with
comfortable.
it.
Dude,
Yeah,
I can't stop
j-
fidgeting. ADHD.
Yes.
Yes, I know. Keep it right here.
I
In your
got
throat.
I gotta have something to fidget with.
Fidget with your cup.
Yeah,
I drank my whole beer.
That's not beer in there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's fine. Matt's gonna cut this out in post.
yeah, sure, yeah, that's what's gonna
I
happen.
want the raw footage.
All right.
I just want 3/5
All
of
right.
it though.
1, 2,
Now
3.
that's getting cut out. That has to get cut out. But
All right. Okay, so our phones
It's not that funny.
come with Safari.
yes.
Your phone.
Wait, hold on. I have to go back. I have
Wait,
to go
let me-
back.
let me gather myself.
If you have a Yahoo email, you need to change that
Gmail.
to a Gmail right now. Because here's the thing. With Yahoo, I don't know if you guys know this. If you forget your password at any point in time, and let's say your recovery questions don't work, or it's taken a while for them to work, what you have to do is contact Yahoo support and pay them $32.
Wait, really?
To
Really?
reset your password.
Wow.
I have done it like 12 times with 12 different other people. I mean, it's
That's actually impressive. Wow, what a business market! And man, we should really take a note from that. That is impressive. $32.
$32 to talk to Yahoo support for them to maybe reset your password.
Man,
That's crazy.
That's a tough one.
But I've seen it done.
It's
I've
better
had-
than a Geek Squad and Best Buy that
sure.
charge you, $200 to do whatever you got. But we're not here to slander other companies.
Oh, I am.
Jeez.
I'm here. I'm here with the sword. This is the bone picking podcast. That's what I'm going. Let's keep it a bean.
Yeah.
Let's keep it
This
a
is-
bean.
this is
I'm
the
going
bone-
after all of them.
This is the Bone Thumb podcast.
This is the Bone Thumb
Bone Thumb
podcast.
podcast?
Bone Thumb podcast.
Oh man,
So at the end of the day, right now, me and you, we have Safari.
that's right.
I don't use Safari on my phone anymore.
Well, that's idiot.
Oh, Jesus.
That's
I
idiotic.
prefer to use Google Chrome on my phone. You already come stock with Google Chrome. That's it's not your proprietary internet browser because I believe on Samsung it's just called Internet,
Yes, it's called Samsung Internet. However,
which is insane.
they do not. They know how bad it is.
Yeah,
So
they don't even work
won't.
on it.
They won't even have you put it as your default browser. That doesn't come up at
Google
first.
Chrome.
Yes, that's Google Chrome. You install Google Chrome. Google Chrome's like, hey, you want to be pals? Make me your default browser.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then
Whereas-
have your information leaked to everybody.
We for sure we have Safari. So this is a recent change for me. I've recently changed from Google Chrome from Safari to Google Chrome. I enjoy Google Chrome,
Okay.
but for so long, I also enjoyed Safari, just like you do, because the bookmarks were extremely nice.
Yep.
So
Also, the battery life is extremely nice. And
Is it
considered
better on the
Google Chrome.
battery?
Yeah, because you're not taking up 9 gigabytes of RAM.
that's
Well,
also
that's
fair.
true. And you want to know? I have a
That's
dark horse.
random access memory.
Yes,
thank you for
not the
clarifying that.
album,
Appreciate
not the Daft Punk album, but
yeah.
you know,
It's a Daft Punk album?
Daft Punk,
We should talk about that.
the
Maybe
Daft
later.
Punk album. Okay, what's your favorite Daft Punk album? Hold on,
I don't have one.
No,
'cause I don't
let's
know who
find
Daft
out.
Punk is.
They're-
Excuse you,
they're
Jacob,
French.
go ahead.
We don't view them as real French people.
What do you mean we don't view them as real friends? Okay, anyway,
Oui.
a dark horse browser that I have been using on my computer that I don't let anybody know, but in confidence. But
Opera
now
GX.
No.
Opera GX is pretty cool though.
Dude.
It's pretty cool.
That almost
is
made
pretty
me
cool.
deep throat the microphone like Riley Reid that one time.
That might need to be cut.
Yeah, that needs to get cut out. That needs to get cut out. Man.
But I use Microsoft Edge. Yeah.
Whoa!
Exactly.
A Bing guy?
No, you don't have to use Bing with Microsoft
No,
Edge.
they're one and the
Microsoft
same
Edge.
now.
Okay.
No.
They are
the-
one and the same. my
You're
fellow.
talking about somebody that is using Microsoft Edge. The reason that I moved from Google Chrome on my computer
You're a boomer.
is my Google Chrome account kept getting leaked. Hey, look, stay unprofessional if you guys want to. I will stick by my choice of using Microsoft Edge till the day I die. I will stick by that choice. The browser is clean. It looks just like Google Chrome. It is proprietary.
It's free.
Have you used it before?
I have
Have
not.
you used? Have
No,
you
because
used,
I'm not a
have you
boomer.
used
I have
it
not.
before?
I have
No,
not.
because you're not a boomer. That's because you're a loser iPhone user that waits for every
no.
single. Wait, no. We're getting into
Sam,
it.
I am.
Yes,
Bing,
we're
man.
getting
Bing.
into
Bing sucks.
You don't have to use Bing.
Okay.
I
Bing
use
and
Google
Microsoft
Chrome.
Edge. So Microsoft has officially purchased Bing.
Okay.
So now Microsoft Edge and Bing are now together. You can no longer go to Bing.com and it automatically brings you to Microsoft Edge.
So what if I have my home set to Google Chrome or Google?
You
Okay,
could do that.
you can go to Bing.com,
which
still
is
it'll
what
bring you
no,
over to the Microsoft Edge.
But I
page.
do not have Bing on any one of my search engines.
Okay, now
It
It goes directly to Google.
when you go into your phone later today, go and search something and be like, okay, is
Microsoft. That's how I could
is
tell.
Bing Microsoft?
That's how I could tell you weren't listening. It's not on my phone.
Is Bing purchased by Microsoft? And it will tell you yes. Also, ChatGPT is also integrated into Microsoft Edge and Bing.
Okay, and
so they're
That's actually
one
pretty
and the
cool.
same.
Okay, and
it's a cool feature, but Bing is awful.
Okay, and
It's for boomers.
Bing
and
is-
it's okay. It's okay to be a boomer.
okay,
but, you're
but
old.
I don't use Bing. That's the problem.
You
I
do
don't
use Bing, though.
but I don't
By
use
using
Bing.
Microsoft Edge, you use Bing.
No, I
so
don't use
It's okay
Bing.
to admit the truth.
How do you use Bing if my
It's the
default
same
search
thing, boomer.
engine? But how am I gonna? Okay, Zoomer. Okay, Zoomer. Okay, talking to me with your iPhone.
All
14.
right, all right,
When is
all
the
right.
next iPhone coming out, Jacob?
September.
Oh, exactly.
Most likely
And are you gonna
September.
shell out the money for that iPhone?
Absolutely
it's a
not.
speculation.
No. It is
First
a
off,
speculation.
It's speculation.
It's
that
a
is coming out-
speculation.
It's speculation.
It's
that's
speculate.
coming out
Oh,
of
so I'm
December.
gonna get excited over yellow. I'm supposed to get excited over a yellow phone. Oh my God, the phone's yellow. I have to drop $8,000 on
I
this
got
new
excited
phone.
about a black one.
No, of course you did.
Oh man. All right. That one might not be great. Okay. So we've talked about Microsoft Edge. We've talked about Safari. We've talked about Google Chrome.
You mean you're talking about the greatest podcast known to man, talking about 2.5 Jacobs over here every
I
single
thought
week.
it was two in the pie,
It's
one in the sky.
slice.
Two
of
in the
life.
pie, one in the slice of life, two in the pie, one in the sky, 2.5 Jacobs coming at you every
Two in the
single
pie,
week.
one in the.
Ooh, we can't keep that one.
You gotta, you gotta get that one out of there, man.
Sorry, man.
Now it's gonna be censored.
Yeah, it's gonna be
man.
censored.
Now we're gonna be canceled.
Okay, so
We have not made it through the pilot
I
yet.
got stop.
all right, here's what we're talking about now, guys. Widgets.
Okay.
Do you use them?
I don't use widgets.
You don't use widgets.
No,
on
I
your phone?
do use
I just use
widgets.
shortcuts.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
I use shortcuts.
that's an interesting thing that I forgot that Apple does have. Now, the only thing I don't like about shortcuts is that it does. It's like flashes like shortcuts and then it opens.
Yeah, it
but
does.
the main thing that I want to talk about widgets, guys. The reason that I wanted to talk about what these widgets are.
Yeah,
I use widgets on my phone.
Sure.
You use widgets on your phone.
I do.
You don't.
I don't. Can I explain my
Is it because your attention span is too short to use a widget?
It's not. So it's because
That was a low one.
it was.
Hey,
You
hey,
can't talk from a high horse wearing a Hawaiian shirt like that.
and also wearing.
hey! But
you
it's
know,
a fresh shirt. How
and
many
also-
compliments have you gotten on your shirt today?
and also carrying around a Samsung.
I
Note.
got one from you.
Anyway,
I know.
guys,
'Cause I love you.
So
Go
I have
ahead.
automation set up to where it's like I don't even have to access my widgets, where I have to just tap on my screen and flashlight comes up, or if I plug in my phone, it gives me my battery percentage, and it automatically tells me when it hits 100%. So iPhone, does your Samsung do that?
I'm
it
sure it
can.
could.
It can.
It can.
It sure could.
Okay.
It's just like
I was gonna bag on Samsung, but good job Samsung.
Well,
we
love
like
a
good
lot of
Samsung repair.
we do.
around
we
here.
do Samsung repair.
Yeah, that's another great point that we make us. Even though we're Apple Pie repair, we do Samsung.
We do Samsung
do
repair.
everything.
We do boat fobs.
We do diesel tuner fobs.
We just did a fob for not a fob. We
AC
just did a
unit?
board for the power switch on a Chevrolet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just
We
did that.
Yeah, we did do that. We do a little bit of everything around here, guys.
We do everything, man.
We're what you call jack of all trades, masters of none, jack of all trades.
We are definitely masters of all of our crafts, but there's not one singular person here that can do all of it at a mastery level, but we can definitely do it at a mastery level with all of us here.
Yeah, it's one of those things. But
Yeah, that's one of the cons.
One of
being
the
an
cons,
Apple Pie
man.
repair.
cons about being us,
You
guys.
know, we're not good at everything.
We're not great at everything, but we're better than most.
We are.
So the real reason I want to talk about widgets is because the widgets that Apple provides to you are better than the widgets on a third-party app. I know that I have a Snapchat widget on my phone.
Yep.
It sucks.
It does.
It's
It
not
does.
good.
All it does is open
Exactly.
Snapchat.
And it shows you who your favorites are.
Yep.
And other than that, it doesn't do too much. Now, there is other apps that have worked on it. Weather Channel app. I love the Weather Channel app. It's amazing.
I love the Weather
Do you
Channel
use
as well.
weather? Because we have weather on the
I
Apple
use
device.
Apple's weather if I'm on the homepage, but I use Weather Channel if there's bad rain or something
because
outside.
the radar on it is fantastic.
Of course.
Sometimes
Because
developers
it's from the local radar station.
Exactly. Sometimes developers really clock in at Apple. They really do their job and they're great. But the problem is, it's only some.
Sure.
Some of the proprietary widgets that Apple comes with are fantastic, way better than the others. But other ones aren't. So I wanted to kind of touch on that and see, is there a widget that you guys love, that you guys use every day, that is necessary to your device? And, you said you don't use widgets, you use
No, I don't.
shortcuts, which is a very intricate thing to do on Apple devices, and it's a very, more of a younger thing to do almost in that sense.
That is true. That is true. I do not use shortcuts. I could. There is a possibility for one to use shortcuts.
So what are some of your favorite widgets?
I'll say I have 4. I have 4 of my main ones. I have Outlook for school because school uses Outlook.
Of course.
That's the only reason why I have Outlook.
Back to not using the mainstay app.
Yeah.
Don't use that mail app. Use the Outlook.
Use the Outlook app. If you're using Outlook,
It's fine.
use Outlook. I use Outlook. I have my Gmail because I am terrible at checking my emails. So I have
As all
both of
Samsung
them.
users are.
Even if
Easy,
whenever I
cowboy.
had an
Easy.
iPhone. Now, what you don't remember, what you haven't.
Yeah,
Wait,
you're getting
no.
off topic.
No,
right there.
No,
What are your favorite widgets?
We're leaving this topic.
Samsungs are not good at. They don't have a good secure SMTP server.
Let me go ahead and break the ice for everybody.
As all Samsungs are insecure.
I was an iPhone till death user from the iPhone 4 to the
too.
iPhone 7.
6.
I have an iPhone.
You had a 7?
And I'm
Yes,
a
I had it
diehard
for a
iPhone
month.
user. I have an iPhone. I'm a diehard iPhone user. God, for the love of God, am I ready for a Google Pixel? I am so ready for it.
Oh, well, hey, welcome to the team. Welcome to the Android team. But I will say
Why do you
with
do
the
this?
with the widgets, we'll say with the widgets. that-
disobeyed.
Yeah, it's because I can blur out people
Apple
in the
gods.
background.
that
you
is
know.
true.
That's
That is
it?
true.
But yeah.
Well, what about the ugly camera on the back? That kind of looks like.
Have you seen a 14 recently?
Yeah, it looks good.
That thing is like the size of,
Your cojones?
no, much, 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 much bigger. I was gonna say like the size of Sri Lanka.
Sri
It's
Lanka?
Do you know where
That's
Sri
a pretty
Lanka is?
pretty small country.
But it's still a country.
It's still
It is a country, but it's a very small
It's a
one.
part of India.
Kind of like your.
But I will say, as far as widgets, just bringing it back on topic. But I did have an iPhone beforehand, and then I swapped to a Samsung
wrong team.
because I liked it.
This is before the iPhone actually had widgets.
Yes,
right.
this is before the iPhone had widgets. I've seen Samsungs have widgets before, and I was in love with them. And I was like, I want those on my homepage. I just,
Just happened.
Lord,
Jesus?
but I had I was
We can't.
I had widgets on my Samsung whenever I got it, and that helped me check my mail more often, and it helped me check the weather more often because it was just right on my homepage.
You
And I
open
could
the
swipe.
mailbox?
Yeah, I know.
No, I don't
absolutely.
open mailbox. I'm not a 50.
I thought you were a boomer.
I get
No, not
I
yet.
get notifications for all my emails, and it keeps me up to date on all my emails. I paid my bill the first day it was there. I don't have auto pay.
You're a good job, man.
I'm poor.
You're doing a good job.
I'm not that rich.
Jacob is actually making the lion's share of this podcast's money. So,
I'm not making a cent off of anything.
subscribe to our Patreon.
we don't have one just yet.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans too.
Jeez.
I'm sorry.
So,
I got a lot of work for you.
he's not going to put any work into this. You just doxed.
Oh no! We're gonna have like the first minute of this podcast,
Just
and that's
me
gonna be it. That's just the
Doxing
first.
us.
Welcome to whatever this podcast is called.
Please don't put that in there.
I'm your host, and that's gonna be it. But overall, yeah, just using widgets more has helped me utilize my phone and more things that I use on a daily basis more often.
I use the Google Maps widget, and I love it because the fact that I have to open Google Maps, because it also tells me where the traffic is.
Yes.
On the widget.
Yes.
And that's fantastic.
Apple Maps does the same thing, man.
Yeah, Apple Maps is
It
garbage.
has the yellow, the orange. Wait,
I'll defend that.
Wait,
I'll,
wait.
I'll help you on this hill.
One second.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
so you have the yellow, you have the orange, and you have the red. Like today, I used Apple Maps
Solid colors.
to get around school or to get around town today.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course. And it showed me, hey, this is your normal route, and then this is a shorter route due to traffic.
Yes.
And so it automatically just switched me to the shortest route.
I mean, Google Maps does
I mean,
that too.
Google does
But-
do that.
Apple Maps does it too, so
Now-
you can't give it so much shit for it,
The only gripe that I have, and look, I will say, you asked someone 5 years ago, Apple Maps, Google Maps.
They're all
should
going to say
They're
Google
going to say
Maps.
Apple
should-
Maps.
They're gonna say Google Maps,
They
man.
will say Google Maps because Apple Maps used to suck, but now Apple Maps has been getting better. My biggest gripe with Apple Maps is every time I get in my car and it connects to my car, it tells me how far I am from work, and that's not a bad. That's not a
It's
bad.
not a
thing.
bad thing.
But it's
Honestly-
another notification that I'm like, ugh.
But here's the thing, Apple is starting to learn my patterns between my home and my work and where do I go
And what time you
and
go.
what time I get there. And it gets very creepy. But I know in the back of my mind, if they do track me, there's not much they can do to me, and I'm not very scared. And neither should the viewer.
Yes.
You should not be scared of Apple tracking you because they're not really worried about the average user.
don't care about
They're not.
what your data
They're not
is.
worried about anyone.
Yes.
So if you're really worried about somebody hacking you, you should 1, have a backup.
Yep.
You should 2, have 2-factor authentication.
Yep.
And 3, you should also, secure passwords, 8 characters or more, 1 capital letter, 1 lowercase letter, 1 special character, and a number. So if you're really worried about it, if you would take all those steps, you would have to be worried about nothing and also clearing your cookies as well.
Yes. Now, here's
Those
my,
are very,
it
very
is very good points.
informative, if you would.
Sure.
Here's my rebuttal to that. Your average person on a day-to-day basis, especially with everybody that comes through here, often forgets one of those pipelines to getting to where they need to go.
Oh, yeah.
Either forgetting the Apple ID password and they don't have the device anymore that was needed to have the 2-factor authentication set up in order to get back into it. And so they're in an endless cycle of locked out of their account.
Yeah. It's very one of those things that people just want to have a phone.
Yes.
And just have a phone.
Yes.
But with all that being said, guys, this podcast was supposed to be informative, and it just kind of
It did just kind of
kinda
derailed.
ran
It
right
just
off.
kind of railed right
so
off the road.
for this last little bit, I want to go ahead and talk about what are some red flags that you, as a customer,
In a
should-
relationship?
No. Well, technically,
Well, yeah.
Oh, in a
In a
relationship,
relationship
okay,
between
okay.
a customer and a
your
a
repair
tech,
shop.
a repair tech. Yes.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
because for God, guys, I have to take a leak. So I want to wrap this up as soon as possible. What are some red flags that maybe each of you think are in a repair shop that you might go to? You might go to your, regular, run of the mill in the shopping center closest to your house, repair center,
Right.
that you go to.
I'll go first.
ahead.
So one of the red flags is, hey, I can do this in 5 minutes, and it'd be like, a newer phone. Of course, that's a red flag. 2, I can do it for cheaper than everybody else, and I can do it for $10. 1, that's no labor,
No one's doing it for $10.
but
I
it's
promise
an
y'all that.
It's an extreme
Promise you.
example, for sure.
Exactly.
And then 3, I can do it in front of you, and I can just swap the screen out. And also, doing it in front of you is not only like a red flag. It's a red flag because what if you mess something up, or the customer touches their own phone and messes something up. That's not something that you would want to do in front of a customer. And so
It's a sign
That's
of
why it's a red
basically
flag.
saying, like, listen, I'm doing way too much to appease the customer. Look, at the end of the day, I'm a human.
Yes.
I don't want to be watched while I work. You don't
No.
want to be watched while you take a dump.
That is true.
I promise you. It's the same thing for me. So,
you don't want to be watched while you're taking a dump.
absolutely not.
think it's kinda
Only
hot.
my girlfriend does that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, there's definitely some things that I definitely want to talk about that are some red flags for me,
Absolutely.
if you will.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I think the number one thing is you walk into a place and you don't feel right. Trust your gut. Absolutely trust your gut and how you feel on it. If they're not willing to sit there and talk to you about your niece's uncle's nephew for 5 minutes about how he once swung somebody 25 feet on the air and thought his wife was going to beat him because, oh my, that's my kid. That's not the repair shop for you. But if you're happy with them, you're happy with them. What are some red flags for you? Best for last.
Best for last,
Mr.
and then
Ezekiel.
And then how about?
I thought it
this?
was
Best
worst for last.
Okay,
No,
okay.
technically,
all right.
yes, it is the worst red flags
Well, we got to
for
give
last.
we got to give the old man, an opportunity to speak.
Listen, we're both the same age,
Yes,
so
we're both
I
the
can't have
same
you
age.
slandering me because you're slandering me. So go ahead.
And for the record, we are both 26 years old. We are not
I'm
old.
about to turn 27.
Yeah, we're about to turn 27.
They're
We're-
old.
We're looking into our 30s. That is crazy.
They are very
tight.
Yeah. No kids yet.
No kids.
Yet.
Yeah, I'm still in my prime.
You go ask someone that has a passion project at 40 years old and ask them if they want kids or a wife. They'll say, probably not.
Probably not to which.
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, probably so.
Okay. But how about this? I'll do you a favor. I'll go ahead and map out these last little red points, and then let's close this thing on out. How about that?
Yeah, I got to
That's
take
right.
a massive leap,
Yes.
please.
Yes. Yeah. I got you.
We really have to go.
It hurts to laugh.
But
Please.
But I'll say a couple of things. Number one, if it looks too good to be true, it definitely is. If it sounds too good to be true, it definitely is. If it is a $100 repair, $10 repair, $20 repair to have it done in about 30, 45 minutes, they're not taking their time on it. They're not putting everything that they need to back into the phone
put
the
the
way
care.
that they're supposed to. Yeah, and they're not taking the care that they need to with your phone. Trust your instincts. If it costs more, generally on a scale of caution, if it costs more, you're paying more for a premium service.
Absolutely.
Yes, and you pay cheaper service and you get cheaper results.
Yeah.
That's the way that the tech industry works.
That's the way that every industry works. You
Right.
go to Walmart, you buy a great value trash bag, it's going to rip.
Yes,
You buy a Glade trash
exactly.
bag, that thing's going to last forever.
And you can stuff like all sorts of like sharp nails, pencils into it. It
A body.
We're not advertising
You
for
know,
we're not advertising for them just yet.
Shouts out to Glade. Shouts out to Glade.
Please sponsor us.
But
Glade, please.
not only that, but the location. If the location is kind of in a sketchy area, I mean, again, you're just kind of like playing that gamble.
You're trusting your gut.
And always, and I mean always, whenever you're talking to a repair technician, pay attention to how they respond to you. If they are showing interest in what you have to say and what is going on with your situation and are able to take the proper care necessary in order to attend to your needs, take that person. That person's good.
Yeah.
If you have a person that's just sitting there, not caring what you have to say and just marking things down and not getting you to sign or write anything or giving you no refunds, another red flag. If it's no refunds, you
refunds.
can't come back
Get a
after it's done.
refund.
Leave. That
No
does
warranties?
not be.
Yeah, get a warranty.
Get your warranty. Make sure the place is reputable. Look on their reviews. But with all that being said, we are out of time for today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Everybody, let's join hands.
Let's join hands in prayer.
Thank you for
let's go.
joining us.
Oh,
I gotta
And
take a massive leap.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. I